Immortal. One of the most hated characters in all of Invincible. Honestly, Immortal pisses me off so much. For real. Like, I can't stand him, man. Anytime he appears on screen, I'm like, oh man, get this nigga off my screen, bro. Bro, this guy pisses me off. So today, it pisses me off so much, I've decided to make a video to give some reasons why I can't stand Immortal. You guys can give me your own reasons too. Yeah. So let's talk about it. First of all, he's one dimensional. For real. So that's I think the whole story, I think the writers too hate Immortal, like for real, because a lot of the story he's just throughout all the way now in season 3, he's still the same person he was. I think only in the beginning of season 1, when he was part of the old Guardians, maybe he was a bit better, maybe, but throughout the whole story, he just comes across as one dimensional. He lacks any depth. He's just so annoying and there. Like no, he doesn't show any growth throughout the whole story. You understand? Like, bro, my main man, Rex. You understand? He went from an asshole to a loving, caring boyfriend. You understand? Like Immortal doesn't go through any growth. And I think that's Immortal takes the phrase stuck in your ways as you get older to a whole new level. I mean, he's like, is it not 100? Okay, sorry. I think thousands of years old. Yeah, I just realized he's old as fuck. So like at that age, come on, I can't even comprehend it. He always feels like he knows better than everybody. Everybody has to follow his own rules and everybody has to go with what he says. And honestly, it always comes across as smug and annoying. So for real, that shit always pisses me off anytime I see him start talking some nonsense on screen. And I think another thing is that like he becomes the lower fish in the pond. Honestly, here I think the problem too is that Immortal gets the Ambu treatment from the writers. Like if you watch Naruto, you understand what I mean. He gets the Ambu treatment. I don't know what I'll call it, but I just want to use that Naruto as a reference, as an example. He gets that treatment where like a character is established at least strong. You understand this character is strong, he can fly, he can punch real hard. And then the other characters you want to introduce, they start whooping him. He starts losing fights to them. So then he becomes their whipping boy. You understand? So this character that everybody is always saying, plus the writer always like he's strong, he's strong. If the main character beats him now, then you can now establish, oh, okay, the main character is this strong. Or if the villain beats him, you can be like, oh, the villain is the shit. You understand? So it's the Ambu treatment. You understand? The Ambu are established as some of the most elite ninja, but they always get cooked by everybody they come across. So it's like, are you really strong? Like I'll be thinking, like, for real, are you strong? I have no idea. You tell me. You tell me. You understand? So I think he gets that treatment from the writers because the problem is they don't give Immortal anybody to fight that he's stronger than, or at least the same level of strength. So at least they can fight to a draw. No, he always gets people that cook him. You understand? So when we only keep seeing you getting cooked, even if they say you're strong, I'm not gonna believe that. Like, bro, I've not seen you win a fight. What are you talking about, bro? You get me? So I think especially from when he gets cooked by Omni-Man twice, bro. That's crazy work. Twice. You understand? So like in both strength and character development, Omni-Man goes through arcs, and Omni-Man is still going to get even more character development in the coming seasons. You understand? Just this season 2 and 3 alone, we've already seen him having the new wife and the new child. You understand? He's more of a changed man now, helping to start fighting the Viltrumite Empire. You understand? You can see him going through arcs. I mean, he's a scumbag. I still consider him a scumbag. I am not moved. I am unmoved. But at least you can see he is, in fact, trying to change. You understand? So Immortal just looks like a less interesting Omni-Man. I think that's the thing. Omni-Man is just such a better character that, like, Immortal just comes across as token Omni-Man, for real. And another thing, he gets so little wins. It's crazy. I think he actually has but at least Mark gets wins. You understand? Mark gets fucking cooked. Honestly, I don't know how many times I've been wondering whether Mark. I think you might have to hand back that name, man. You're very invincible. You are not invincible, bro. I'm telling you, man, you are not invincible. You understand? But I think he too has that problem. Like, bro, with a name like Immortal, you understand? You think like you are, you're gonna be getting more W's, you understand? But you just be eating L's on L's on L's, you understand? Losing twice to Omni-Man, losing to Mark, losing to every other person and monster we have come across. Bro, you do nothing, bro. At least some of those fights, man, I feel you should be winning them, bro. You get cooked. You and your bitch girlfriend duplicate can stand that bitch too. You understand? Two of you, man, the way they joined two very unlikable characters and made them a couple. Anyway, they fit each other. That one just survived and talking some nonsense. You know what I've been through. Do you know what they have been through? Your whole clone was chilling and they even thought you were dead. Let me not digress. So yeah, because of no notable wins, he just comes across as a clown that just always talks high and mighty like he's the shit, but then you keep getting cooked. So like, bro, I think you might need to close your mouth because you are not that guy for real. And especially when he is supposed to be the leader, you understand, of the Guardians and even the new one too. But bro, a leader should not be losing that much. You understand? So it just all these things add up to making him a very annoying character. He has a very old school mentality, and I think I've touched on this a bit earlier. Like, bro, I mean, he's thousands of years, so he's going to take that saying "stuck in your ways" to a whole new fucking level for real. Like, I mean, there's nothing you can tell this guy. He will tell you. I'm sure he can pull some bullshit like, I know your great grandfather. Like, bro, man, chill, man. I know you're old as dirt, but bro, it doesn't still mean you cannot learn something from me. But like, for real, you be trying to tell your grandpa that, and he doesn't want to hear that. And imagine somebody that's thousands of years old, bro. He ain't trying to hear none of that. Like, for real, he is not trying to hear any of that. He feels it's his way or the highway. You understand? He feels he knows better than you. But he has outdated values and his leadership is old school, you understand? When you compare it, with the young and more dynamic and more flexible and adaptable heroes, you understand? It's not his fault. I won't blame him totally. He's old. He's old as fuck. So an old character is going to be very hard to adapt, especially a character that old, you understand? But all of that, be that as it may, it does add to him being an insufferable character, especially for the heroes who are working with him. So many times his uncompromising nature has made heroes, it's actually split the Guardians, you understand? So that guy can't stand that shit. And also because we don't see a lot of the times when we see him is either him being annoying or getting cooked. It actually doesn't allow us to build. I mean, from the first episodes where Omni-Man kills him, it doesn't allow us to build. I think this one is not his fault. This one is from anything you can blame on the writers. They're the ones writing it. But I mean, in the context of the show, we don't spend a lot of time with him in order to build a connection with him. You understand? He's an old character, but they don't show us any of his past lives. You understand? They don't even show us any flashbacks. I feel the writer should have done that. They should have given him like maybe one of his episodes where he actually might win a fight. They should have showed, or even if they don't want to give, they should have given him maybe one of his wins could have been a flashback win, like he shows when he was fighting some maybe decades ago or hundreds of years ago, where he was fighting an existential threat that came to destroy Earth or so, something like that. It could be a flashback, and that could kill two birds with one stone. It could show us a win, a W for Immortal, like, oh, Immortal was the shit. It's just that the heroes now are way more powerful and the villains now are way more powerful, you understand? But that could also show, second thing, character development. It shows that he's more than just a one-dimensional annoying fuck, that he's actually a character, who can act, who actually has sympathy, who actually has empathy, who actually is more than just an annoying, caricature sometimes, you understand? It could show us, like, it could show his past, it could actually do it kind of like the whole episode might just be about him, showing us, maybe the whole episode, we go through like 4 of his past iterations, you understand? Maybe where he was Abraham Lincoln, maybe another one where he was, maybe in the Roman Empire, maybe another one where he was during the, maybe just, you understand, maybe he traveled across
the world, went to China some 200 years ago, met the emperor of China. Just something else that should show us how old he is. Also, that could also, because sometimes I think we forget how old he is. You understand? And also, it could build his character and also would have made us be able to connect with him more as a person and as a hero and as a character, because a bland character that is annoying as fuck is not going to be well liked, And also, lastly, but not least, he's very aggressive and impulsive for somebody that old, Like, take for example, what's this guy from DC? I forget his name. Not Rachel Go, the other one. I forget his name. I forgot his name. I actually left this video recording and actually went to go and research him because it was bothering me. I have Vandal Savage. Yes. Like, for instance, now, he is more calm and collected, you understand, than Immortal. Immortal is too erratic, you understand, compared to two. They're thousands of years. But that one now, if they tell you he's thousands of years, you can understand it. He's not dying because he's seen it all. Like, literally, he's seen so much shit. Bro, not a lot should be surprising him or blowing his mind, you understand? But you get, like, Immortal seems like he's always just moving on impulse, and he should be calm. They should have made him calm, collected. He should be understanding things, analyzing, he should be cool-headed. He should be the level-headed one. How are characters that are thousands of years younger than you more cool-headed than you? It's crazy now. I don't know why they wrote him that way. It's so crazy. Like, for somebody that old, you are too reckless and impulsive. You understand? Like, when the Mola twins brought your head back, you understand? Why would you just, after getting cooked, I understand you're pissed that your whole team got wiped out. I get it. But, like, I feel you should have been more calm and devised a plan. Maybe first of all went to CISO, came up with a plan. He cooked you the first time when you were with your whole team. What do you think he would do alone? You understand? That was crazy. All these things just show, like, bro, you'd be wondering, are you really that old? Because what have you learned all these thousands of years through our history? You just do the same shit and expect a different reaction. That's insanity. You understand? So it's all these reasons, man. Honestly, I think Immortal is a very flawed character, and honestly, he could have been a nice character, but the author decided to use him as the Ambu treatment. You understand? He needed to be the whipping boys for the other characters, and it really devastated him. Now he's retired, and honestly, I couldn't care less. Him and Duplicate can fuck off. So yeah, these are some reasons why I hate Immortal. Add yours, subtract yours, and enjoy the video. Thanks for watching, guys.